Welcome to tonight's broadcast on channel 1918. Tonight on channel 1918, we will be figuring out who or where did Yuuki come from. Let's start from the beginning. Yuuki was born on May 23rd, 2010. She was born with an elder twin sister named Ako, and she was given a blood transplant when she was fairly young, and it caused her to attract AIDS. And she was later put on life support with a VR headset. It was a test that a few patients got, her and her sister for one of them, and they're essentially in a VR headset 24/7, 365.25, and she got pretty good at video games for the most part. No one knew, and later on her sister died, and about 2024 or 2025, couldn't get an accurate direct one, but we got that in that area most of the time. After her sister's death, she became the leader of this guild that they made together with a few other people that are really good and then had a condition where they were on some sort of life support and plugged into the VR headset, and she was now the leader, being the strongest in the whole guild as far as we know. And sadly, she died herself about a year or so later, and on March 29th of the 26th year in the Georgian calendar. But is that all? Is there more to the story than meets the eye? Who is Yuuki Konno really? Tonight we will figure out the mystery of her past. As we've started, she is a prominent swordswoman. Her sister was a prominent swordswoman. My team and I had a question. How did she go under the radar for so long? Because, as many of us know, she wasn't really known until a few months before she died. And, well, how did she not get spotted out? She just came and appeared randomly, like two juggernauts appearing in the State of Decay, and it just makes no sense. It's just random. Too random. A little too random. So my team and I started digging a bit. We found some crazy stuff. We found out this possibility. Yuuki Konno is just an alias, a false name, a title she's given herself. Maybe she is more special than we all could have imagined. Our first thing was to look up where she was from, and no shocker, she was from Japan, which was really surprising. But the thing that was a little bit surprising was she had faded brown hair. We didn't know her eye color, but we kind of assumed it was somewhere close. We never used this data. This was just something we had written down that presumably it was close, but we never used that, like I said. So we just started looking for a few days, and next we just kind of searched after that. Started searching about her old guild that she was in, because we didn't really find anything about the others stuff. We found a little few things, but nothing big. And with this one, we found a little something, nothing really huge. We found the more likely reason that they were called the Sleeping Knights is because they were in that VR headset that they were kind of seemed to be sleeping the whole time. They were semi-aware of their surroundings, and yeah, just not much to be said about that. After that, we looked over our data a little bit, looked through stuff a little more, for a few more days, and we realized we oversaw some things, and we're like, we should go back and look at that. And it led us to a few leads that maybe we were just being crazy, but that one just didn't make any sense. We are being crazy? She's just a normal person? But there's so much mystery around her. How? Another one is just, she was a normal person that just had a video game addiction for a long time. It was just overpowered, and she kind of just grinded real quick. That was a possibility. Not really in the sight of a normal person, but a little different, but who knows. But she could have been something different entirely. She could have been a person from Sword Art Online, a very infamous video game, popular MMO RPG game that thousands to millions died over the course of 2 years playing it. And we believe her sister was one of them, but maybe that's just a topic for another time on her sister. But Yuuki seems too suspicious to really be normal, natural. Who or what is Yuuki? That just kept going and going through our brains constantly, day in, day out, and no one really had an answer. For many days, the search just kept on going on and on until we struck gold. We found a few possible matches. One of them, the highest one, theory, was beginning to grow a little bit more and becoming possible. Maybe she was a survivor of Sword Art Online. Another big one was she was an undercover princess in Germany, from Germany. Now, that one may sound outrageous, but we had so much data backing it up that we couldn't ignore it. At first, it was a really, really weird one. One of our members just kind of threw out there. I think it was Joe, but I couldn't tell you. But he was just spitballing ideas at the start, and it kind of grew, and over time it kind of just came to accept, hey, maybe that's a possibility. Another one was she was a traveler in space and time. Now, this one carried a heavy amount of weight, especially going around. Everyone was talking about it for about a week, and we were all just wondering, who is Yuuki? And, well, our search kept on going till we found anything big, and we found something that kind of narrowed it down. We kind of narrowed it down to 3 things. She was either a princess from Germany, normal person, or Elena of Avalor. Now that one just seems like so crazy, but you gotta remember, the space-time traveler, that was a huge thing, and we kind of just built off it to bring a third point there, a third possibility, and most of us was really confident about that one. We weren't sure, but we were confident about all 3 of these, about her possibly being a princess, her being possibly just a normal person, because we couldn't just let that one go. We had too much evidence backing that one up, but we also had too much evidence for the other two. So yeah, but later that night, that we just kind of were like, I think this is our top 3. I think she might be a German princess, and we were just kind of still thinking. But like I said, later that night, Juan, one of our senior members, found a 4th possibility: Sophia the First. Now, this might sound so crazy. Now, we all in the office kind of threw it out the window off rip, and well, we kind of warmed up to it after about a few days, after a little more information came in, and well, seeing as we already had Elena of Avalor, might as well see if Sophia is here. Still, Sophia was one of the lowest on the chopping block, but didn't really mean much to us. It was more, she's there, just like the others, but I think that was our biggest oversight. We got so much information that just started flooding in then. And the most uncanny of it all was they look exactly the same. You take a picture of Yuki and take a picture of Sophia, and they look so similar, so close to the same, that I think we can say, without a doubt, Yuuki Konno is really just Sophia the First, but older. Now this is where everything seems to fall apart. Why was Sophia? Why did Sophia become Yuuki Konno? And what? Just why? What? How? And all of the questions, they all can be explained. Over the course of a while, Sophia, was a princess for a long time. She had this amulet of, what was that? Of the amulet of, let me just look up my notes real quick, of Alvador, and it could let her do so much stuff. It was said that she would be able to rule all the lands just with her amulet. So we here at channel 1918 think for some reason something went awry, and she had to come to the future and become Yuuki Konno. One of our evidence backing this claim up is she had a gift named the Sleeping Nights. Now, where did nights come from? Maybe it was a reference from back in her old life as a princess. That is who Yuuki Konno really is. Sophia the First. If you would like us to try to dig deep into anything, such as we did today with Yuuki Konno, please just let us know via email at channel1918@gmail.com, and remember, nothing is as they seem.